All right, so the next topic we're going to start working on is factoring. Okay, we're going to do a couple of different kinds of factoring, but basically all that factoring is it's unmultiplying. That's a little bit different than dividing because you're not going to like take two numbers and combine them and get another answer. Where basically it's like where in dividing you do 6 divided by 3 and you get an answer of 2. Factoring is just saying, well, 6 is the same thing as 3 times 2. Okay, so it's unmultiplying, but it's not quite dividing. Okay, and we're going to start today with something called a GCF. Okay, GCF stands for greatest common factor. Okay, and what the greatest common factor is, greatest means biggest. So it is the biggest multiple that goes into all of your terms. So the biggest multiple that goes into all of your terms. Okay, and essentially what we're going to do is we're undoing our multiplication boxes. So here's what we're looking at. All right, when I'm dealing with a GCF, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my box, and we're going backwards here, okay? So this is unmultiplying, it's backwards. So when I multiplied, I wrote stuff out here, and then I multiplied it to find the inside stuff. Well, now I have the inside stuff, and I'm trying to figure out what was multiplied to do that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to look for. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these two things, and I want to figure out what's my GCF. What's the biggest thing that goes into both of them? So 3 and 6, the biggest number that will evenly go into both 3 and 6 is 3, right? It goes in 3 once, and it goes in 6 twice. Okay, and then I want to look at these, and I'm saying, okay, this guy has 3 x's, and this guy has 2 x's. So how many x's can I take from both of them if I want to like keep it fair? So I'm going to take the same amount of x's from both of them. Well, I can take 2, right? Because this guy has 2 to give me, and so does this guy. But he can't give me any more than 2, so I can't go higher than that. Okay? And this guy right here, that is my GCF. Okay, so that's how you find your GCF. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is now I'm just got to figure out what are the things that go up here. So I'm going to look at this and I'm say, all right, well, I know that before we would multiply the outside stuff to get the inside stuff. So if I already know this, what do I have to multiply this by so that I'll get this? Well, what do I multiply 3 by to get 3? Well, 1. And if I multiply x squared up to x, that means x squared up to x cubed, I need 1 more x. So that's going to be a 1x. And then for this guy, what do I have to multiply 3 by to get to 6? 2. And I've already got all the x's I need. Okay, so that's it. And then the answer that we're looking for, our factored form, is just this pink stuff here. So I'm going to write it as 3x squared. That's what's on one side of the box. And then I'm doing parentheses around the 1x plus 2 because that's positive. So anything that's on the same side of the box, you're going to put in parentheses. I just didn't need parentheses here because there's only one thing. Okay? All right, so let's try that again with this guy. So again, I'm going to start by setting up my box. It's going to have 3 sections. So here's 2x to the 4th, 16x cubed, minus 8x squared. So I just copied the problem into those boxes. All right, and now I'm looking for my GCF. So I need the biggest number that will evenly go into 2 and 16 and negative 8. So biggest number that goes into 2 and 16 and negative 8. And I think that biggest number is going to be a 2. Okay, so 2 divides into 2, 2 divides into 16, 2 divides into negative 8, and there's no other number that will divide into all of those evenly. All right, and then I'm going to look at my x's, and I'm saying, okay, I want to keep it fair again. I want to take the same number of x's from all of them. So how many could I take? Well, 2, right? I could take 2 x's from each of them. This guy can give me 2 and have some left over. This guy can give me 2 and have some left over. He can give me 2, but that's it. That's the most I can take from him. Okay, so 2 is the most I can take evenly. All right, that's my GCF. And now I'm going to come back up here and figure out, well, what do I have to multiply my GCF by to get this? Well, what do I multiply 2 by to get 2? Just 1. And then what do I multiply x squared by to get to x to the 4th? Well, I need 2 more x's. All right, now same thing with this one. What do I multiply this GCF by to get this? So what do I multiply 2 by to get 16? 8. And if I have 2 x's and I need 3, that means I need 1 more. And then last guy, what do I multiply 2 by to get to -8? -4. I have 2 x's, I need 2 x's, so that's it, no more x's. All right, and again, my answer is this pink stuff from the edge of the box. So I'm gonna write 2x squared, and then I'm putting parentheses because I wanna show that all this stuff was all together on one side. You can write the 1x squared, or you can just write x squared. It doesn't matter, it means the same thing. Okay, so that right there, that's my answer. Okay, so that's my factored form. All right, let's try it again with this guy down here. So again, I want to set up my boxes. I only need 2 of them because there's only 2 terms here. Putting this stuff on the inside. And then I want to see if I can find my common factors. So I'm looking for what number will evenly go into 5 and -10. And I want the biggest number that works. So I think that's 5 for this one. And then if this guy has 2 x's and this one has 3, how many x's can I take fairly from both of them? Well, 2, right? This guy can give me 2, but that's the most he can give me. This guy can give me 2 and have some left over, but I can't take more than that because this guy, he doesn't have them to give. So there's my GCF. And then up here, what do I have to multiply to get that? Well, 5 times what gives me 5? Just 1. And how many more x's do I need? None. So it'll just be 1. What do I multiply 5 by to get to -10? -2. And how many more x's do I need? Just the 1. So my answer, my factored form, is going to be 5x squared times 1 minus 2x. All right, and then let's hit this last one here. So again, I'm setting up my box. I need to have 3 sections this time because there's 3 terms in this polynomial. And then I want the biggest number that will evenly go into all of those. So the biggest number that evenly goes into 2 and 6 and -18. And I think that's 2. This guy's got 3 x's. He has 2. He has 1. So how many can I fairly take from everybody? Just 1, because he can't give me more than that. They can both give me 1, but he can't give me more than 1. So that's kind of how I'm finding that. All right, and then what am I multiplying this by to get this? Well, to multiply 2 times 1 will give you 2. And if I have 1x, I need to get up to 3. I need 2 more. This guy, what do I multiply 2 by to get to 3? 2 to get to 6 will be 3. I have 1x, I need 2, so I need 1 more. What do I multiply 2 by to get -18? -9. I have 1x, I need 1x, so that's it. All right, so again, my answer, my factored form is going to be 2x, and then parentheses to show they're all on the same side, x squared plus 3x minus 9. And again, you can write the 1 if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay? All right, and that is it. That is how we factor with a GCF.